have had acne for the past 18 years. Not even 18, probably longer.
Yeah.
But I've always had an issue with my skin here, issue with my skin there. But in a very big way, as much as my everything was supposed to be an extension for the Avril brand, in very many ways, I was also looking for solutions for myself, for my acne. Because every single time I try products, either the problem would be accelerated or it would work for a little bit and then I have to go back. The moment I went to the natural way, into the shea butters and the cocoa butters and all these things, and actually, you know, just taking time to understand things like pH, you know, imagine by them, you know, pH.
It's crazy.
You know? When I started learning about these things, to be very honest, it was also looking for solutions for myself and for my skin.
That's really
and they worked. So in very many ways, my everything is a solution to the things that I have been going through. But at the end of the day, ended up taking a life of its own and just amplifying who Avril has been for the longest time.
I think that two major lessons from that is turning problems into opportunities.
Yes.
You know, that mindset, the optimism.
Exactly. And I feel like as a business, don't always just think, what should I do? What should I do? Look at your environment. Look what's going on around you. But it can be the simplest thing.
Hello, champions. Welcome back to yet another episode of your favorite entrepreneurship podcast, where we bring to you Africa's and Kenya's movers and shakers. And today is such an exciting day. We have an awesome person in the building. So Avril is here. And, you know, most of us know Avril as an entertainer. So she's super talented. She's a singer, a songwriter, an actress, a badass performer as well. And I'm sure you guys know her hits. And she's also won several awards, Kisima Award, Chago Latini. You know, you're a superstar. You've always been. I remember in high school, like, got an insider just to see what Avril is up to, right? So, but it's been really good to see you evolve over the years. And today, you're an entrepreneur, and you know this podcast is all about building brands, and you've been on a journey with my everything. So we look forward to learning about that. So as usual, we'll start with the question around who you are. How can you introduce Avril? Amanyambura.
How can I introduce Avril? Hi, people. Hello. My name is Nyambura Mwangi, and in another life, I go by the name Avril. Why Avril? Because I was born in the month of April, so I own the entire month.
Yes.
And it's just a name that came to me, and I just, you know, roll with it, and I went with it. Now we have people even naming their kids Avril, which is so cool. So amazing. So who is Avril? Avril is a mom. It took me time to be introducing myself as a mom. I used to go, like, my name is Avril. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a recording and performing artist. I am a daughter. And then we show it like, oh yeah, and I'm a mom. So nowadays I lead with that because being a parent is hard. Please wait until you're ready mentally, physically, as in basically just, you know, get yourself into that space.
Yes.
But I totally love enjoying raising a little human being. You know, you just see them growing and you're you're in awe of what nature is all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Avril Nyambura is a mom. No, let me talk about Nyambura first. Nyambura is a mom. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's a friend.
Yeah.
She's an all-round awesome person.
Yeah.
Avril is a singer. She's an entertainer. She's a performer. She's a recording artist. She's also a writer, songwriter. She does all these amazing things. And Avril and Nyambura have come together, and now they're in the product service industry, actually product industry, so to speak, because Avril was in the service industry, and then Nyambura dragged her into, the product industry. Using the name Avril, let's do something,
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've been at it for, wait for it, 20 years.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I graduated from the University of Nairobi in 2010, actually.
Yeah.
And when I was at the University of Nairobi, I was actually already an artist.
Okay.
Msanii.
Okay. Okay.
My friend used to make fun of me and call me Msanii. I started my career when I was in second year of university at the University of Nairobi School of School of Art, Architecture, Design. Yeah.
You guys are in the same school, huh?
Actually, yeah.
Serious?
But
Yeah, I
different
did
generations.
architecture.
Oh, you got ADD?
Yes, I was in
Oh
ADD.
my gosh. Vomiting into prefabs. Bado.
Oh, bado.
There's still
But
prefabs.
there's still prefabs.
So can I tell you a funny story? My uncle is an architect and he was
Damn.
also in prefabs.
Wow.
Like
Way back.
40 years before me. And there's still prefabs is short for prefabricated. Meaning it was just like a structure that was supposed to help people just, climatize and then you are going to
Hold
make
fort
better
for a little bit, yeah.
Exactly. So I was at the University of Nairobi. I started my career my second year of campus, and then it just took off. So I'd run for lectures, then I ran to the stage, then I ran to the studio, then I go back to more lectures.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lovely balancing act that has kind of like taken me to where I am right now, because when I think it was preparing me for the balancing act that life was going to be.
Yeah.
And it's been awesome. So yeah, that in a nutshell, unless I preempt this entire conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good.
You said it really well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And 20 years is like a long time. And I feel you must have had to reinvent yourself throughout your career. So like for Avril today, like how would you, what's the quote you live by now? Like the quote that motivates Avril of 2024.
I have a couple.
Okay.
But for that reinvention, I go by the quote that every year is my year.
Okay.
I refuse to say that this is not my year. I start the year going like, this is my year. And this year is going to have a complete different story. I feel like we should look at life as a book.
Okay.
Yeah. Life is a book. Every chapter should have a story. And my chapters are an equation of, I equate them to the year. So what am I going to do this year?
Okay.
It's going to be that interesting thing that I do this year. Then I start working towards it.
Okay.
So that in terms of reinvention, I go by that quote.
Okay.
Every year is my year. And every year I try to outdo the last year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So over the years since 2010, what have been, in hindsight, your biggest years that shaped you as a person and your career as well?
Being discovered by Ogopa DJs.
Okay.
That happened when I was in campus. That actually happened in 2008. Winning a Chagola TDs.
Okay.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, you know? And then, no, I'll have that conversation in a later podcast. Let me not say things all of a sudden someone beats me to it. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, going to Lagos, performing in Lagos for Frima. Performing in India.
Oh, damn, India.
Yeah. Okay. Performing in India, Bangalore, actually.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Was there like a Kenyan crowd that came through?
Kenyan and Indian audience.
Okay.
Imagine.
Yeah, this game were everywhere. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
this is so cool.
Yeah.
That was really, really awesome. Because it was a group of university students, and then they bring their friends and like, oh my God, we have a Kenyan artist. Come.
Oh my gosh.
And the culture is so amazing, and people are just amazing. It was cool. What else? I have done so much. I've traveled so much. I have been nominated for awards all over across Africa.
Yeah.
Of course, meeting phenomenal artists, not necessarily collaborating with them, but just being in the same space, and you're like, well, you guys think I'm as big as P Square, who's like right next to me. I'm totally going to space out, but let me just compose myself and show people that I'm actually supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You get imposter syndrome, by the way.
Yeah.
You sit next to people and
That's
you're just
true.
like,
What am I doing?
yo,
Are you guys sure I should be here?
you sure?
Yeah.
And then you go and say hi to Simi, and then she goes like, I know you.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
how
That's true.
how do you know me? As
Wow.
so it's been a remarkable journey. To be honest, I don't take anything for granted. I've had an amazing journey. Oh yeah, and traveling Kenya, traversing places that I never even thought I'd go to.
Yeah.
I went to perform in Lodwa at some point, and I'm like, you guys have street lights and amazing roads and amazing hotels. There's a place called the Cradle, which is an amazing tented camp in Lodwa. So you by the way, music has really opened my eyes to so much, and I'm so grateful for it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And you mentioned when you began, there's you maybe like put the 20 years in two buckets, so there's services and products. So
Actually,
maybe we can cover both today. And like for services, like just walk us through. We were having a conversation earlier, and you mentioned you had to send a CD tape to DJ Pinye.
Yes.
So from that to like, of course, performing in Lagos and India. So just walk us through a bit of that journey. How do you break into music?
There's something I saw on the internet about millennials and how we have gone through how many decades, how many centuries.
Yeah.
And we're not even in our 40s,
Yes.
So much has happened in my career. And I have seen the evolution of so much happening. We're talking about the Nokia 3310, it now being in a museum,
Yeah.
And I have been through all these things. My first introduction to music was through Ogopa DJs. I was signed to Ogopa DJs as a stable at the time. And it was such a remarkable experience because I was literally standing on the shoulders of Akina Isa.
Okay.
Wow.
Damn.
So I was literally second generation Ogopa artists.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was Isa, Amani, Wahoo, and then now, cool.
Yes, the future
now. Let's bring these other artists, and there I am, like a small, university student, and how they introduced us to the music industry was find your own way. Yeah, haikuwa ati so hi, niaje Pinye nakutumia mangoma like nakutumia artist wetu wanakuja kukuletea ngoma.
Wow.
So you had to do the legwork yourself.
Yes.
And that has really, really helped me, by the way. Come to think of it, because aside from the networking that happened, it was lazima ujitume.
Yes.
You have to. And then all of a sudden I am thrown into collaborations with some of the biggest East African artists. I'll always remember having a collaboration with AY. It was surreal, guys. I was called to the studio. Niaje, kuna chorus flani tutaka kufanya. Ebu come. Then mimi huyo.
Yes.
Hi, I'm here. Ebu just listen to this song, and then we want you to plug in this.
Yes.
This basically this is the chorus, so just sing it.
Yes.
And then they play the song, and I'm like, Najua hii sauti, isn't this like Ambwene Yesaya?
Yes.
AY?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So, Ingia, do the, as in them, they're not first.
Yeah, I know, but
it's
you
not a big deal to you guys.
Yeah.
It's quite a big deal to me.
Yeah.
So, working with some of the biggest artists of the time, kulikuwa sasa na hiyo, yes, do the legwork, and then you're told, there's a presenter that I need you to meet, call him, go.
Okay.
Then kidogo it's Mzazi William Tuva.
Mm,
You know, you're like, oh my
my
God,
God.
this
Yeah.
is surreal.
Yeah.
And you have to introduce yourself. You have to occupy that space.
Yeah.
And it's not because you have been introduced, you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yes, tulianza na kutuma CD. And a CD will probably be in someone's car and they will not even give to,
Yeah.
they will not think about it. But again, you have to prove yourself. So I had to be very strategic in understanding what's happening in the industry. Yes, in Africa, but also out there.
Yeah.
And I loved the time that I got introduced into the space because it's the time that the internet had started, taking shape. And social media started taking shape.
Yeah.
So when I started seeing Akina Jay-Z doing deals and they're like putting their songs in phones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, iPhone actually 2007.
Yes, he had a deal.
iTunes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Steve Jobs talking about people who no longer have to walk around with CDs and putting
Yes,
CDs
that's true.
in
In a Walkman or in
exactly
something. Yeah.
in Walkmans.
Yeah.
In fact, his motivation for iTunes and iPods and all these things was from the daughter always kept on walking around with a Walkman.
Yeah.
And
Walkman.
akamwambia, I'm gonna make something
Is
for
that
you that's a
cooler
little
than
bit
this?
better.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the iPod was invented, and
Yeah.
I've always been so fascinated with technology in music.
Yeah.
So I started looking for, how am I going to make my brand a bit bigger?
Yeah.
And how am I going to be the first person who's always doing something in that space?
Yep.
So I joined High Five.
Damn.
How I joined High Five. Guys, yes, there was something called High Five back in the day. That was before Facebook.
Gen Z have to go and Google what that is.
Yes, I know.
And I think it's still there, by the way. And I went and I created a profile on High Five. I don't even know, because I think it was just one of those Minga Cyber Cafe, because you're waiting for someone somewhere,
Yeah.
and you don't know what to do with your time. So you just go to the internet and then you just start looking for things. And then there was this High Five thing. Initially it was chat. You remember the chats?
Yes. Oh yeah, I remember the chat rooms there to chat. I remember.
Exactly. So you'll be
My
chatting with people
gosh.
from all over the world, and you're like,
Yes.
and then they'll ask you ASL, which is age, your sex, and your language.
Yes.
And then basically kama kutengeneza pen friends,
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was there, I'm chatting, and then there's this High Five thing, and I was so fascinated. Like, I can create a profile, can put my pictures, and then I can talk about my day. So it's literally like a blog. Okay, let's see. So join, nikaanza. Then akina SoundCloud, akina Reverb Nation, all these things coming up. And I'm like, if I put my music here, what would happen?
What would happen? Yeah.
What would happen?
Yeah.
So I started just throwing content all over. Then Facebook came. I think I was one of the first artists who's ever hacked on Facebook.
Yes.
In Kenya. So that's always wanting to know things, having an inquisitive mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
That has always just encouraged me in this space, because right now, if you look at the platforms that are out here, you really don't need. Let me not say this on camera, laughing at him, but Avril does not really need radio stations.
Yeah.
But you really do not need to be chasing after a presenter to be able to get your music out there.
True.
We had one of the biggest songs that was never played on radio because of the language. Nakumbuka. Are we allowed to say this?
Yeah.
Lamba Lolo.
Yes.
Oh gosh, yes.
Did
it
you ever-
became huge.
Did you
Actually,
ever hear Lamba Lolo on a radio
No,
station?
No.
They're
no.
like, oh my God, we cannot play this song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone knew the song,
Yes.
True.
right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like revealing to people the power of different platforms that we have. I remember Chokoza was one of the first songs. I can imagine tulikuwa tunaenda viral na 30,000 views.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And guys are just like, oh my God,
30,000.
Chokoza iko na
Huge.
30,000 views. This is so huge.
Yes.
That was back then. Now imagine right now. Yeah?
Yeah.
It has become harder, but at the same time, it's easier if you're always learning about what is happening in your industry, in whatever the dynamism in your industry. What is changing? What are people doing now? People are getting into AI. People are getting into what can AI offer to music.
Yeah.
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 Are you going to learn about it as quickly as possible so that you are one of the people who can apply it as quickly as possible as compared to the person who keeps on going like, you know? And that's the reason why a lot of the artists who are, you know, with me before me, like just, you know, fell through the cracks because they're like, social media. Ndashindaga nikiingia huko nikishinda nikipost, nishinda nikicreate content. But it was necessary, you know. You just have to always
distribution is social media now.
So imagine from the CD. Now know the CD wapi saizi.
It's true. I know.
Someone comes to you and tells you, "This is my CD.
I
Please go and listen to it."
I know.
First and foremost, you look at it and you're like, "Okay, my DVD player, does it have?" Oh, it still has I can still press and then put it inside. You know, tumesahau completely. So yeah, I go back to I love the space. I love the time. My timing was so pertinent because I learned so much. And I've lived through the evolution of music and tech in music. And now AI in music. And from the CDs, I got into streaming. And again, I jumped into streaming as quickly as possible. And from streaming, I'm now looking at the possibilities of AI in music.
Damn.
Please finish. And sasa ulifika Facebook. Alafu
kutoka Facebook nikaingia KOT. But I chomoka Twitter. I felt like it was a bit too much.
It's a lot.
It's a bit too much.
Free speech.
It's a bit too much for me, to be very honest. For my mental health, I'm just like I go in once in a while, just check on, you know, what's trending, what are people talking about, and then after some time, it's like, okay, it's enough internet for the day.
Understand.
I loop
it's
out.
Rough.
It's a bit too much. It's a bit too much, and I feel also the regulations are not as they should. But then again, wacha watu wajibambe. Then I got into Instagram. I introduced Mzazi William Tuva to Instagram on a trip to Narok. Namwambia niaje? Mzazi, hauko Instagram. Instagram ni nini? Avril, njoo, hebu keti hapa nionyeshe. Sasa enda Google nini Play Store. That time it was just the Google App Store. Ingia hapa Google App Store. Aya, download. Ingia hapa. Aya. Sasa tengeneza profile alafu tutakuwa tukiweka picha pale ndani na kuweka caption. But then he actually says it. Avril naliningiza Instagram. Now look at him, you know, one of the presenters who's and look at how long he's been able to stay in the industry. So again, you have to stay in front of the curve. You always have to stay.
And you said something interesting, like your Instagram one, you have over 1.8 million followers, which is 1.8 million people saying,
imagine.
I like Avril and I want to be seeing her content. Do you know that's enough to... how many votes did... Kenyan voters are like 6 million.
14.
But 14 million.
14 million voted. Yeah.
So this is enough for you to be like a governor somewhere. So just
tell
us, I know, this is a lot,
Tarakanith is like 1 million. So
exactly.
I like where you're going with this.
I
actually did an April Fool's prank, and I put up a post that I'm running for Nakuru Women's Rep.
Yes.
And people are like, now this is the reason. This is one of the reasons I'll go and vote. I'm like, guys, I was just joking. I'm sorry. I don't know if I have the stomach for public service. Because your politics is quite interesting. You've been
true.
seeing it. Politics is crazy. I don't know if I have a stomach for public service. But if God calls me to it, I'm sure He'll equip me for it. But as for now, I feel like ameniita huku kwanza.
Yes.
And then maybe.
Maybe you consider.
Bado mimi msichana mdogo.
And then you mentioned actually your TikTok landed. You're among the first. It's very interesting. This
so funny story.
Yes, tell us that story.
Na sasa mpaka tunaingia Twitch. Do you guys know about Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch. The streaming.
Juicy, I was being asked, hi, do you have a Twitch account? I'm like, what is Twitch?
Yes. What is this?
Oh my gosh. It's like a whole broadcast, like YouTube, but now live. But so TikTok landed in Kenya, and I happened to work for an agency that was, you know, in communication with them. And then they asked, hi, would you be able to, you know, introduce TikTok to Kenya for us?
Oh gosh.
And I was the first influencer for TikTok in Kenya. And that was crazy. That was crazy because I literally did not understand what what's so fascinating?
Yeah.
When I got into that space, whoa.
Yeah.
That was incredible. So yeah, I was one of the first influencers for
Influencer
TikTok
for
in
TikTok.
Yes.
Africa.
And you
My gosh.
managed to like push a lot of these brands to the market.
Mhm.
And now you're
Now,
trying
but
to do it for your own
you
brand.
know,
Yes.
That must be
I
nice.
have worked for so many brands in Kenya,
Yeah.
taking them to the market, breaking down the conversation, making
Mhm.
them, like more palatable
Mhm.
to even my audiences and everything.
Yeah.
And the belief that they have had in me to be able to push the products,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed that same belief in myself to be able to do something for me.
Yeah.
And that's when my everything was born.
Mm.
So my everything, to be very honest, people keep on asking about, so what is the business problem that you're trying to solve? Don't just create a product. Look for the problem that you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
And for me, to be very honest,
Yeah.
it was longevity for my brand.
Ah.
I was looking for, fine, I have a marketplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it that I only have music offered to my marketplace?
Yeah.
Why is it that I only have film that I'm offering to my marketplace? Is there
Yeah.
anything that can happen as an extension
Yeah.
to my brand? And that was it. Because I hold a degree in product design from the University of Nairobi, meaning I can do it. And I can actually do it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't need I can get into my computer, I can go to my Adobe Illustrator and I can create and I can create and I can create. I can do branding very well.
Yeah.
Then I have a lot of love for the sciences. Yeah. I love how things come together. I love how when you take oils, you can make soap
Yeah.
out of them, through a process of saponification. Things that you were back in high school saying, "Tafanya nini nayo?"
How this helped me.
That's exactly the space that I'm in right now. So for the love that I have for the sciences and cosmetic formulation, I delved into it and I was like, this is actually something that I can do.
Yeah.
So when a friend of mine called me and like, yo, by the way, you can start your own perfume line, right? See, let me show you a few things here and then.
Yes.
Like, yes. So I felt like the universe was just aligning for me and just showing me the path. Like we were having that conversation earlier. I feel like the cookie crumbs that have been thrown in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I'm an ant and I'm just,
What's that? Yeah.
and then I just feel like I'm going towards something that I cannot see, but I can feel. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of divine guidance in my journey because in every single place that I have been on, it's a space that I was supposed to be on. Unknowingly for me, but knowingly to the creator.
Yes.
I always stand by a phrase that I heard from one of my mentors, and he said that for you to create, you have to connect to the creator, right?
That's true.
You have to connect to the creator. And for me, I feel like that's that. I've just been having this guide in my life that just takes me from one space to the other. In terms of evolution and reinvention, I will not take credit for it. I will not sit here and go like, yeah, so I've always wanted like 5 years from now to be.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like I should be doing things. I always immerse myself in wanting to do stuff. But then again, it's all divinely guided.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Inspiring.
Hallelujah.
I know.
Hallelujah.
I know. And
Man,
now
God
we
bless
have
you.
the products on the table now.
Yeah.
Maybe the guys who are watching can be able to see them.
Yeah.
So I think just two questions. Taking something from your mind all the way to like a physical product that you can touch and see is like really difficult. So just walk us through how you're able to do that. Like how long fast did it live in your mind? When was that trigger that you said, okay, let me do this? And how were you able to like realize it into, something you can hold and touch?
Yeah. So this dream started a long time ago when I kept telling myself, I need to have something. I need to have a physical product. I need to have a physical product attached to brand Avril. And then 2020 happened and we were all indoors and we only had our thoughts and ours. So all those things you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here is the time.
Yeah, here's the time.
You have no distractions. You
Yeah.
cannot leave your house.
Yeah.
So what are you going to
Can't
do?
go perform.
Cannot go perform. You've already shown the audiences that you can be able to do this on YouTube.
Yes.
The concerts are there. So I started asking myself, is there going to be an entertainment industry after COVID?
Okay.
And how long will it take for us to recover? Guys, we're still trying to recover up to now. The entertainment industry is rough. It is a rough space to be in right now because content has taken an entire form of its own.
Yeah.
In fact, right now you can be purely a recording artist. You don't have to be a performing and recording artist. You can be purely a recording artist. You put your stuff on, the Spotify's, the Boomplays, and just make your money from streaming. Why? Because who are you performing for? Yeah. The space is quite volatile, and for people to be able to come out, there's been a lot of investment into the industry to just try. That's the reason why you're seeing when concerts are happening, they have to really make a lot of sense. For people to be people to be pulled out of the comforts of their homes, because again, disposable income. Entertainment is usually that last thing that you're thinking about. You have your budget, and then you take entertainment. Ntenda nini kweli nje leo weekend.
Amantalipia Showmax.
So
and I can watch a video on YouTube. I mean, like
that's the thing.
That's true.
Exactly. So you have to have a lot of. There has to be like a dynamism to it. Yeah. So people are not going out. What are we going to do? Let's create content. Let's do the concerts on YouTube. Let's do subscription.
Yes.
Things here and there. But I felt like I wanted more. I really wanted more. And here is something that I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to build a product. So when my pal called me and like, yo, so I have fragrance oils from Dubai, blah, blah, blah. Can we be able to do something with them? Excuse me. I was like, yeah, I actually I would love to know. So that kind of like sparked something in me again.
Divine connection.
Yeah.
Something sparked in me, and I got so fascinated with cosmetic formulations, formulating products, and I just got into YouTube and Google, and I literally would say how to make,
Yes.
how to thingy for beginners, what is. And the algorithm just takes it up and
start feeding you everything to do with
day. And then I just started Googling things, and I got classes from, online classes from cosmetic formulation universities in London and whatever, and this and here and there. And then you meet someone who's actually probably in the same field, and they teach you this, they teach you that, and then you see someone building, you go to Akina, you go to downtown, you go to industrial area, and all these things are there, and we have a huge manufacturing industry in Kenya, and to be honest, anything and everything that you would like to bring from huko nje, you will probably get it here if you're willing to do the legwork. If you're willing to just take up a bit of your time to just do your research well, you can. So I wear my hoodie, my hat, my mask. And I go to industrial area,
oh gosh,
and I walk around and I'm just like, what do you guys do here? We take Sisal and then we make sanitary towels. And you're like,
wow,
what? And then you go to another place, oh, we build hives for bees. We're into apothecary. And you're like, what? So it opened my eyes to the possibilities of what you can be able to do in this country. And that's what got me so fascinated to get into the manufacturing space. And then by again, the gods of algorithms.
Yes.
I'm up on Instagram, doom scrolling. Then all of a sudden, a sponsored post comes up, and it's a billion startups, which was started by a lady called Mary Njoki, who's the owner of Glasshouse PR.
Okay.
And I just, again, I don't care about embarrassments. I just do whatever I do. I go, there's a registration form. Hi, we they were doing a cohort for 2024 and just teaching guys about startups and entrepreneurship, and I'm just like, oh, okay,
nice.
I fill the registration form, and then my everything is chosen as one of the classes that could be part of a billion startups.
Wow.
And I go in there and I find also a
world
group
of information and
entrepreneurs who are doing things. And that opened my eyes to so many other things and the lessons, And then we were taught about the founding fathers of, basically of the world, like in a Henry Ford, and then you start learning about their journeys, and you're like,
this man is a man like me.
This person is doing what I want to do, or rather
Yeah.
did what I wanted to do in the 17th century, in the 18th century. And that fascination kind of like just starts guiding you into doing what you want to do. And you pick so much from everything around you, to be honest. So that's been my journey for my everything. I've just been learning. I've been making mistakes. I've been losing money. And then I come back and I go like, no, there's something I need to tweak here. I tweak there, and I'll be able to make it happen. So it's fun to talk about, but it's not an easy journey. Entrepreneurship needs a mindset change. It needs you to not even 100% believe in yourself. It takes a lot more. You have to believe, because by the time people are coming into your space to not even talk about, but to join you in your journey, and you do not really know what you're doing, that's how businesses fail.
That's true.
Because to be very honest, if you do not have a vision for what you're doing, people will come, infiltrate, and have a vision of their own.
That's true.
I had people who come and like, so we can do the design like this. Like, I'm like, no, because I know why I chose the color yellow. I know why I chose the color this. I know why I've done this. So for you to come in, unless it actually makes a lot of sense, then of course, again, be flexible. You know, someone can come with a brilliant idea and do this. So for me, my everything has been a vision that I've had. That it needed at first to be an extension of the Avril brand. But what happened later is that it took a life of its own.
Oh gosh.
I needed the brand to speak for itself, not just anchored on my name. So now it's a wellness brand because we have products that are very naturally sourced. We have ingredients that are very naturally sourced, like our goat milk soap, fantastic for people who have eczema, and dry skin. I'm very, very intentional with the products that I'm launching. If you look at our body washes, we have honey in there. So it's very gentle when it's exfoliating you. At the same time, it's also moisturizing your skin. We have our lip and body balms, which is a collection of butters and oils. And also I'm very intentional with the oils as well, because I want it to be able to sort out a certain thing here, a certain thing there. Because again, by the way, let's backtrack. I have had acne for the past 18 years. Not even 18, probably longer. But I've always had an issue with my skin here, issue with my skin there. And by the in a very big way, as much as my everything was supposed to be an extension for the Avril brand, in very many ways, I was also looking for solutions for myself, for my acne. Because every single time I try products, either the problem would be accelerated or it would work for a little bit and then I have to go back. But what I've noticed, the moment I went to the natural way, into the shea butters and the cocoa butters and all these things, and actually, just taking time to understand things like pH, imagine by the pH.
It's crazy.
Thinking about what preservatives are being used in products and this and that and that. When I started learning about these things, it was by that at the back of it, to be very honest, it was also looking for solutions for myself and for my skin.
That's really
and they worked. I mean, something like castor oil. And then all of a sudden you're like, yo, this is nature's Botox, guys. You don't need to go for Botox. Just continuously apply castor oil and then you'll start seeing remarkable things happening to your skin. So in very many ways, my everything is a solution to the things that I have been going through. But at the end of the day, ended up taking a life of its own and just amplifying who Avril has been for the longest time.
I think that two major lessons from that is turning problems into opportunities.
Yes.
That mindset, the optimism.
Exactly. And I feel like as a business, don't always just think, what should I do? What should I do? Look at your environment. Look what's going on around you. But it can be the simplest thing. Like I saw Icon's conversation when you guys had Chris Njoki here. And she was talking about, me niko kampo, and I just needed to make a bit of money. Therein was the problem.
That was the problem.
You see?
I know.
So by the time she was going to look for clothes for, the 200 bob, and she buys something for 50 shillings, then she sells it at an incredible markup.
Yeah.
Therein, she saw, I can do this.
Yes.
And the fantastic thing is that she was already in the field. So she understood. And that continues, you continue learning about what you're doing. Again, it's all divine. Listen to your thoughts. Be aware of what excites you.
And today we actually had a win before we actually came here. Like Susan in the coffee restaurant we were sitting just came in and said they buy your products every month. Just tell us a bit about that and how often that happens. People just walk up to you, or you said you're in the mall, in the supermarket, you hear you sent somewhere. Just tell us about that.
And as you tell us about, let me just say the second thing, which is what I'm finding so inspiring, is, and we talked about it on the last episode with Dan, the application of knowledge. Like you studied product design, and then you're interested in something, you went to University of YouTube, and you learned about how to make this stuff, and it came to life. It's a big problem. We have so many smart people who are getting this education.
Yes.
There is access to all this information, but people are not applying knowledge to come up with solutions. So that's like kudos to you for that. That's really awesome.
Thank you. But that's so true. We are in an era of knowledge. I keep talking to my 6-year-old son. Every time he asks me a question, Mama, how is Nini made? How is this made? I'm like, Ingia YouTube. So you love watching YouTube. Watch how that thing was made. As in every single time you have something that you're thinking about, Google it. Imagine there's a possibility that there's an answer to your question, not even a possibility. 100% of the times that I have Googled something, I have found an answer. So application of knowledge, 100%. I feel like we should really take advantage of the situations that we're in right now. We have internet literally everywhere. Hata kama huna internet, just go sit someone and niaje, mkona Wi-Fi. Can I please use it for like 10 minutes? You know? Gone are the days where you go to a cyber cafe and pay for internet. You know, you can ask your friend to hotspot you. And there you have all the information that you need. So application of knowledge. This is a question that you asked about Susan.
Yes.
That makes me so happy. Imagine thinking about something, doing it, not even knowing if people are going to like it. And then you go to a place and someone says, by the way, your body wash is amazing. It helped me through this and this and this. It started with my music.
Okay.
Where people would tag me and go like, imagine my child will not eat until they listen to your songs.
Oh, geez.
It started from there. But that was Avril. So I had this whole run with Avril and doing music and people going like and screaming and shouting and appreciating my work. But this needed to have a life of its own. So when this has a life of its own and people come back to me and tell me you have a fantastic product, please, can I and have a repeat customer and have customers who will actually buy every single month. Like Susan actually and like end month. And so
but then guys, Susan is a waitress in the hotel where we're having coffee.
Imagine. And she came like, I love that kind of feedback. Just warms your heart because this is literally something that you concocted in your head, in your mind, and how people are actually, utilizing it and appreciating it. It's very scary. But at the same time, it's so exhilarating. And I totally am. I'm so grateful.
I see. Damn. And what did you say now? Because it's like the birth of something new and it's taking a life of it. So what you say it is like the vision, the next 2-3 years for my everything.
Yo. If someone just comes and tells me Avril Shika doing me someone just comes and tells me, yo, we would like to invest in your company. Here's 100 million for you to play around with. Hopeful thinking. But I have quite the vision for my everything. I'd love to open a factory.
Okay.
I'd love to have a workshop where I just do my thing, I am doing that. I want to learn more about, this industry. Do you know Dubai have this AI thing where they make for you your special signature perfume?
Oh,
have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen
like
that.
you type in your who you are, your personality, like I'm happy, cheerful, blah 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 blah. You write it in, and then the information is taken, and then you just see, and then all of a sudden you see there's like a robot that goes like toop, 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 toop,
Alexa.
and then it goes to the next station, and then it packs for you, and then it writes your name, and then it gives it to you.
Wow, your signatures and
that's dope.
Jeez.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't my everything really do that? That would be so cool.
Possible.
Yeah.
And it's that with L'Oreal. It's that with L'Oreal creating you know, they actually just launched something, and they're like, how are we going to incorporate AI into our products and our formulations? And they had this whole thing. I would love eventually for AI to, like, you know, be part of my everything and everything. I don't know how, but it will happen. But my next step is opening a huge manufacturing space, you know, and just do my thing. Be be very present into the whole made in Kenya narrative and amplify it. Especially being a woman in this space. There's so many other pioneers. Akina Saru have done it, and they are doing amazing products. I can't wait to get to that space, you know, where I go to her factory and go like, wow, look at what you've been able to build. Because I was hearing her story at the Inspire Me conference the other time, and she was talking about my journey now, like how 3-5 years ago is what I am doing right now, you know. She'll talk about burnout, she'll talk about, you know, I literally used to do everything. My formulations, you're so scared of your formulations going into the wrong hands because they're going to take what you've been working on for so long, and you know, take it and run with it. So you're very protective of what you're doing. But so I can't be too scared. I have to move. I have to move. So after the workshop, hey, who knows? You might see me at Akin and I was in Carrefour. You know,
you will.
I know.
You know, we talked about this on our podcast,
I know.
Then after that, I'd love to get into the agribusiness space as well. My eventual goal is to make people aware that farm to skin is very possible. Just the way you have a farm to table, a farm to skin approach is also very, very possible. Our goat milk soap is with milk that comes from Meru, you know, and in terms of you know, just adding value to milk, the farmer decided, let's make soap. And the lactic acid is fantastic for your skin. Honey farmers, the beeswax, fantastic for making your balms. So there's a whole agribusiness component that I would love to explore with my everything.
That's very cool. And tell us more about why my everything.
Why my everything? I had explained this to you guys earlier, but let me tell you now.
You need to tell the people.
I don't know.
Is it your everything?
It is my everything. This is my retirement plan. This is my legacy. This is what I'm going to hand over to my son to run. My son was telling me, Mom, I want to get money. And I'm like, yeah, you will get money because you're going to be running my company in the future. You know, it's going to be a Chanel 1950s. I mean, like you know, I would
love. That's going to be in 2150.
You know, like, so my mother, mother started my everything. You'll actually be honest. My mother started my everything. And now, you know, I mean, I feel like we need to be a little bit more intentional about creating generational wealth. As the era of information, as the era of, you know, breaking glass ceilings, and making the impossible possible, we need to be in a space where, when you're leaving that space, havunji mamilango dirisha, so that the next generation comes in and start from ground zero. As in, come on, guys, we need to change that. As an African nation, we need to get to the space where we're handing over. We're handing over amazing things. No one needs to start from zero anymore. And as parents of this generation, we have that capability. We have that power to be able to do that. So for me, to be very honest, I would love if my son, in fact, he's so interested. Sometimes he comes, I want to know how you made this. And that warms my heart. As much as I want to keep him like I don't want you here.
Yeah.
But it warms my heart when he wants to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When he comes in, mama, so, and then he starts rapping, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh God.
You want to be an
That's
artist also?
typical.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Nice.
gone are the days where we'd break everything and then we have to ask our children to start from zero.
Yeah.
Let them start from somewhere.
Yeah. So something interesting.
Yeah.
I've just been thinking as we're talking about mental wellness, and you touched on this slightly. So obviously this massive following, and we talked about X. How are you? You could have like hundreds of thousands of people saying yeah, but there's that one comment that you could see and it's not good. How do you deal with that? I'm always, now this one I'm asking from like curiosity. I wonder how athletes deal with this. Where we have the Olympics, like we're all omanyala, like all
alafu
that.
anapiga picha na mademu wawili mnaanza really guys,
yeah,
really
then
we should
something
do better.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't perform well or as expected, and then guys
You're
turn around and
crucified
start
for it.
trolling. I've experienced this through the journey of failure in business, for example. Yeah, so yours is it's at scale. I'm just like, how do you deal?
Mi nimeanza kutroliwa kutoka kwa time yenye entertainment news was a Friday newspaper situation.
Yeah.
I like that you're laughing.
You have to laugh.
Yeah.
Yo, you have to take life with a
Yeah.
pinch of salt and a whole heap spoon of sugar if you want to survive.
Yeah.
So, kwa hizo comments zenye umesema, how many were positive, how many were bad?
Yeah. 99% positive. Yeah.
Focus on that. Focus on that. I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt. Seeing that one comment that breaks your heart, that goes like,
Yeah.
seriously, someone can just decide to be this mean
Yes.
to me,
Yes.
and this
They
person
don't
does not
even
know
know
me,
you.
know? This person doesn't even know how I love what I do. This person just feels like they need to say something. Let me tell you, you have to develop a thick skin in this time and day and age. Gone are the days of, just expecting people to be all nice and cuddly and warm. You have to expect it. But then again, you have to understand that people come from very different backgrounds. The people who have traumas that they're dealing with. I like to look at it like that. I like to look at it from a standpoint of kila mtu ana deal na kitu.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
They're just projecting it.
Everyone is dealing with something, and someone will come intentionally to your page. Do you know me? I reply to comments. Like someone will come. There's a person I even asked, "Ish, na leo. Umekuja na ubaya. What's going on? What's going on? Are you okay?" But then I was like, are you okay?
Like it, yeah.
Are you okay? Heal, bro. Heal. You have to also just come from a space where you're asking yourself, is this person really saying this because they mean it, or they just want to, let something
they're
out?
just just causing
Especially
trouble.
if you come to my profile. So if it's somewhere else, I will not engage. So this person feels like they need to say something. Cool, good for you.
Yeah.
But if they come to my space and feel like, you know what, I have something to say,
It's a
I'll be like,
playing field.
cool.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. You have something to say? Talk to me. What do you feel like is so aggravating that you had to come to this space to talk about it?
Yeah.
Because this is my little corner of the internet, and you decided to come here to bash me. No, let's have a genuine conversation about what's going on.
Yeah.
You have to expect that people are not always going to like you. If it's criticism that makes sense, by then I'm very open to learning something.
Yeah.
Constructive.
Like, this is constructive. This person is challenging me, because the people who will actually say something in the meanest way, but kuna ka ukweli, my God.
Yeah, it's true. It's the truth stings.
Sawa, umesema ukweli, like you didn't have to say it like that.
So fun.
But it's okay. I take it.
Yeah.
You have to recover as quickly as possible, because again, we don't have time for pity parties.
Nice.
We don't have time for pity parties.
That's true. That's true. And as we close, probably you can close with two things. So one, there's like you said, you began your journey like in second year of uni. So like, what would you say to like, that person watching and they're there and they want to try out this new thing, the next Avril and so on. And two is the mini Susans out there. So like, how can people have seen this? Like, how can I be able to get a piece of my everything? So like, where can they find that?
Wow, what can I tell little Nyambura? I've actually written her so many letters. There's a friend of mine who told me to journal. Yeah. When I'm feeling something, just write it down. And it's something that I've seen a lot of people advising people to do. So this particular friend of mine told me to open an email address and I can just be sending letters.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So actually do that.
That's
So hi,
that's cool.
I took heed to your advice and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Probably know who you are. So I write letters to my younger self and I tell her, wow, imagine all those things that you wanted to do happened. All those dreams you had, they even became bigger than what you had anticipated. You believed in yourself, you went for it, and things are happening. Along the way, of course, there are some things that happened that hurt you, that broke your heart, but you dusted off yourself and you moved and you just continued moving. You did not wait for the claps, but the claps came.
100%.
You were not expecting to be given that pat on the back, but they came. But I'm glad that the pat on the back came from you first. And I'm glad that the claps came from you first. And you're a very, very smart chick.
Yeah.
Why? Because you always anticipating. You always stay learning. You always stay trying to understand things. You're not scared of being embarrassed. You love people. You have a heart that genuinely likes learning from people. And through that, you have met so many people who have inspired you. You've met so many people who have taught you so much. You have made lifelong friends. Very few, but lifelong. And that's all that you needed. Those few people who believed in you. You did not need the whole world to believe in you. You just needed those few people to believe in you. But first and foremost, you believed in yourself. Then to the Susans out there who have stayed believing in Avril and, by extension, actually trying out her products. I'm taking a pause because I might cry. But mine is just a gratitude space. I'm in such a gratitude space. Imagine having a thought in your head. You guys are entrepreneurs as well. I know you relate.
Yeah.
Like when we were talking and I was like, yeah, I understand what you guys do. And I told you what you do.
Yeah.
And you're like, you actually understand what we do.
Yeah.
That's the same reaction I get. Every single time someone discovers my music, every time someone sends me a DM on my everything. I remember there's a guy who actually sent me a message. A man. Because women are the ones who like, personal care products and blah blah. But this guy just sent me a message. Hi, I got your products from a friend at an event and I love to make my skin feel so nice, smells so good. Is it possible for you to send blah blah blah? And I'm just like, what? So someone believed in this product so much to the point that alirekomendia mtu mwingine. Without me even being there.
Yes.
I did not ask that person to say, try this. They just,
went about it themselves
they just decided, you know what? Let's clap for this chick because she's doing something worthwhile. So to all the Susans out there, to all the people out there who have been my day ones to now, Aki, thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to show you so much more that I have in store for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
There's more music coming.
So mi na Rihanna tumeamua. But yeah, music has always been there. It's my safe space. It's my safe zone. Of course, there are times where you just feel like I said at the beginning, life is a book. Oopsie. It's okay. Life is like a book. You can't just stay on one chapter for all your life. Sometimes you feel like, I want an adventure. Me, I'm an adventurous spirit. I'm Taurus. I'm filled with adventure in my spirit. And I refuse to be that lady who's only gonna do one thing. Or not even that lady, that human being
Yes.
who's going to, you're asking about mantras and things that you live by. This is another quote now for this particular situation. Life, no. Nimeongea sana nikasahau. But yeah, actually there are two. I wanted to say the other one, this one has come back to mind. I don't want to live by I wish I did. I want to live by, wow, that was a trip.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever go by that's I wish I did. I had the opportunity to. I wish mazee,
should have.
imagine nililetewa hii opportunity hapa hivi alafu I didn't act on it. Ebu now look at that person who believed in themselves and they did it. Imagine these people. And then another thing, life is like an entree. You know when you go for a buffet and you're just like, look at all this.
Yes.
Wanalaga na bread huko, masalas, nini. Alafu nyawa iko kwa mwisho. Yeah. So when you fill up on the bread, you don't really enjoy like the entire spread. So just go by everything. Experience this. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Yeah. This is actually going to be a favorite of mine. Then move on to the next. Nibble, nibble, nibble. And you're like, it's actually better than the other one. But this is, it's building on, continues building on to the end. So always learn, always add value to your life by all the experiences that you go through. So in a nutshell, I feel like that's my takeaway in life. My takeaway in life is it's a book and it should be one heck of a book.
Yeah, that's true. That's beautiful.
That's a great way to end this.
I know.
Amazing, yeah. And we're so honored for you to have this as your first ever podcast.
This is the first time I'm on a podcast, guys. So cool. I listen to so many podcasts and so much, but this is the first time I'm actually speaking in one.
I know.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So guys, please follow Chapter the CEO across all platforms. Subscribe so that you can get to hear from more amazing entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Like Avril, yeah. So take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.